I'm Danny, aka Topless. I'm hiking the Pacific Crest Trail from Mexico to Canada. I'm 2,500 miles in out of 2,660. And right now it's about 7 a.m. and I'm trying to hike out of this cloud because it is cold. We camped not quite on a peak, but near a peak because there was a little pond there. And what it ended up being was camping in the middle of clouds on a cold night with some wind, which is not fun. Holy cow. Basically, a dry cold night versus a humid cold night, the cold, wet air just gets you colder faster. So being in the middle of a cloud and having a little bit of wind that's pushing the cloud through, holy cow, man. We all got so cold so fast. Oh, I think I just got out of it. Yeah, top of this hill. Let me show you the difference between forward and behind. Behind me, you see this white cloud. Let me just spin around here. Nothing in that direction, blue sky. And then right back into the cloud. So, whew. Yeah, let me flip the camera. So there you go. That's what I just walked out of. And then here's where I'm going. Big difference, holy cow. I can already feel the sun warming me up way better than it was a second ago. I often feel like the camera just cannot capture how vast these valleys are. Like, I'm looking at the top of these mountains, now I'm gonna look down. Those trees way down there are so tiny. The sun is interfering with the color. Oh, I finally found out the name of those birds. They look like mountain chickens. They're called gouse. And Oates was telling me, yeah, they're called gouse. People also call them mountain chickens. Makes sense now. A couple audiobooks I've been reading. Kind of funny that I read them back to back. I read a book called Do the Work, which is all about like diving into yourself, self-healing, like meeting your inner child, self-parenting, healing, and just dealing with trauma, things like that from your past, which was pretty good. Then immediately after that, I read Greenlights, which is Matthew McConaughey's book, and holy cow, his family is dysfunctional. Like, wow, there's a lot of toxic moments that he reveals to you about his family. And having read it right after a book about healing, I feel for the guy. Wow, this is literally a walk in the clouds today. Look at that snow on those peaks. I just ran into Tag and Caveman sitting on a hill here, taking in this view. It's a great way to start a morning. Wow, there's so many incredible views this morning. I just gotta take a minute here. I just can't believe this. Wow. Welcome to my heaven, holy cow. That last little expression that I just said, welcome to my heaven, there's a lot behind that. I don't know if I can explain it all right now, but short version is, what if we're already in the afterlife and heaven is whatever you make of it? What if we're already in heaven? What are you gonna do with it? I got a video that explains all that idea. I'll put a link to it. It's actually on my other channel, Kinky Polyatheist. It's a pretty interesting idea because in the same way that religion is cleverly put together in such a way that rather than having to prove the existence of God, they put it on others to disprove the existence of God, which is not how logic works, by the way. I put together a counter argument that said, well, if that's the case, what if we're already in heaven? You can't prove me wrong. So I'll link to that so you can check it out if you'd like. I'm surrounded by mulberries again. Here they go. Oh, I found the gang. They're spreading their stuff out from this morning so it'll dry in the sun. Notice the pack is not buckled. Ow! This looks a lot more like my technique. Very slow, using the poles to stay steady. Another 100 steps later after that last video, I crossed a pass and now I'm at the other side with a totally new view. It looks like I'm hiking into a cloud again. It's about 6 o'clock. I really don't want another cold night. Alright, I just made it to the top of the pass. This is a look back. I'm standing in the middle of a very cold cloud. And then here's the look forward. I'm really hoping that this downward is going to take me out of the clouds so we can camp in a warm spot. There's a break in the clouds right there. This is I'm still at the pass. I haven't walked away yet. Actually, let me tell you about it. So I just stopped and put on my down jacket because I realized I couldn't operate the phone with one hand. And that's one of the things that happens when you start to get cold and your hands get cold, like in a cloud like this. Your hands just, your dexterity starts to disappear. It's weird. Your brain is like, I know how to do this, but your hands are not listening. And that means you're too cold. And so I stopped and immediately put my jacket on. The reason why that's something worth mentioning is because I was just going uphill for like an hour. So my body, my core temperature was warm, but it wasn't enough to keep my arms and my hands warm. And I didn't realize it until I started to try and operate my phone. So that's like one of the things you gotta be careful of. There's where I came from, but I just made it out of the cloud. Check out how beautiful all this is. Wow, this lake is gorgeous. Like reflecting all that light. These rocks behind